welcome, welcome, welcome back to another episode of my Seattle Mariners franchise here on MLB The Show 25. We are finishing up year four. Technically, we ended our season because we didn't make the playoffs. I finished 87 and 75, just a couple of games out of that wild card spot. There's your graphic as to who is in, but we are not a part of it, which sucks. Um, just didn't work out. I think we ended up being top 10 in ERA and runs scored this year. We were really good, but we were really bad in stretches. In close games with the bullpen really struggling this year. It just kind of is what it is. So we are going to simulate through the postseason here. Let's see what we got. So it's the Cincinnati Reds and the New York Yankees playing in the World Series. Let's scroll over to look at things from Cincinnati's perspective. But yeah, definitely disappointing considering the fact that, won back-to-back World Series titles, and it looks like the Reds are going to fall apart. Won the first two games on the road and then lost all three games at home. And it goes to Game 7, Rhett Lauder versus Joe Musgrove. And it is the Reds who are your 2028 World Series champions. There's no reason to beat around the bush anymore. Let's advance to the offseason. It's got a new contracts with the manager, hitting coach, pitching coach, third base coach have ended. So pretty much the whole staff. Yep, got it. Few retired players. Got a couple of unimportant Mariners there. Garrett Cole retires. Brandon Woodruff retires. John Birdie. Trevor Williams. Let's see. Any big hitters here? Doesn't really look like it. Tim Anderson retires. This is where you can kind of see more of the guys that are not necessarily great at this point, that were not signed anywhere. They could retire, so we'll kind of speed up. Don't really think there's any. Elias Diaz, Kyle Farmer, Adam Frazier, Kyle Finnegan, Avisail Garcia. Down to a 46 overall. Wow. Sonny Gray retires. Okay. Jason Hayward retires. Raisel Iglesias. Pierce Johnson. Tony Kemp. Mark Lauder Jr. Yeah. Sean Manaea. Nick Martinez. Okay. Yeah, a lot of these guys end up hanging on one extra year, but they've, a guy like Jock Peterson, they've dropped so far down that nobody's going to sign them, essentially. Wandy Peralta. Okay. Doesn't really seem like I'd be a little shocked if there's a Hall of Famer in this list, for sure. Kyle Wright, Oscar Noah. Okay. Oh, I missed Jose Altuve. Okay, so I missed him. He retired and is going to Hall of Fame. Nice. And we need to go do our staffing now. Managers for hire. Guy like Jeremy Hefner, that's all pluses, is obviously a major thing for me. Let's see. Yeah, let's go after Hefner. Four-year deal, just make him the manager for the rest of this run. If he'll, okay. Was not overly ecstatic about coming here for whatever reason. See how that works. We need hitting coach. +3 plate vision, +1 discipline, +3 power. Yep, try to bring him on. We got to do a pitching coach, third base coach. Sam Elliott. And third base. Let's see. Stephen Bolt. Yeah, that'd be great. Kind of doubt that he'd come be a third base coach, but it ain't gonna hurt. We'll go for Thomas Lane here for this. Try to give him a bunch of money. Exclusive rights negotiations here. What does Brandon Lau want? Had a really good season. Could certainly be staring, down the barrel of a massive drop-off. He wants $14 million a year. Let's offer $15.5 maybe for that. Adrian Morejon, it's $30. Give him a 2-year offer, $12 million. Santos was really good for us this year. I think that'd be fine with doing that. Not going to offer anybody the $24 million thing. I doubt any of these guys are going to accept this. But those are kind of the 3 guys I really want to bring back for sure. What would Rayleigh want? It's $10 million for essentially a bench bat. Brash has been terrible in this series for whatever reason. Winker, $11 million is a little on the high side for sure. Riley Adams wants a ton of money. We'll leave that alone. Let's do a little simulating. Sam Elliott, got our new pitching coach. Got our new third base coach. Okay. Let's see. Got Julio. So we got our hitting coach. Nope. Yep. Oh, I did not see that. Where's my staff at? Okay, so we did not get the manager that we wanted there. Jeremy Hefner. This is the guy we want. Make ourselves the best offer. Before we go to do look at free agency and stuff, let's go through the painstaking business of going through these contracts. Michael Silva. This is certainly a more awkward part of these videos, kind of going through all of this. Definitely hoping for a nice rebound here this upcoming season. We've done, what I set out to do here in this series with, winning a World Series title, and then we won 2 for a franchise that had never won one, never even made it to the World Series. Was, overall a not very good, successful franchise, over the course of time. Yeah, let's see. And then having what I felt like was maybe the best roster I had put together this year. And obviously not having Bryce Miller certainly didn't help, but the bullpen just really, really struggled. We have to find some bargain bin-esque players. I'm sure that we have spent a lot of money in this series, and I'm sure it is going to be a pretty large decrease in the amount of money we're actually going to have available. So we'll have to see. Looks like we're going to have about $120 million available, which I think is largely going to be okay. Because we've got, it's mainly the bullpen and maybe trying to figure out some things up the middle. Maybe a left fielder, like I'm really looking at like 2 or 3 everyday player spots, and then trying to rework and figure out this bullpen long term. But we do have 2 guys that I already feel really good about being in our bullpen, and Emerson Hancock and Troy Taylor. Both of them were. Emerson Hancock was excellent for us as a starter. He'll be our long reliever. I think he'll really fill in that role nicely. Troy Taylor was our most consistent bullpen guy throughout the entirety of the season. A lot around him was not nearly as good for sure. We'll see, though. I think we can probably leave a couple of these other guys down here at the bottom. Even Perkins at 18 maybe gives himself a chance to eventually get to that spot. Let's let Hidalgo. That'd be fun. And then select our 40 man. So we're going to definitely put Colt Emerson, 23 years old. Him and Celestine are going to have to join this. I think I could probably... Yeah, we can live with the rest of them off of there. So let's go ahead and add Colt Emerson. That starts to put him on the track and the path. Has not developed as much as I would have liked him to, but it's fine. Certainly are expecting us, if we look at this lineup, let's put Cole Young in there at shortstop. I think he is ready. Be our starter. I think he's going to be 26. I think that's the way that the age works for this. And first base. Do we want to go into this with Harry Ford kind of looking like an outfielder DH type for us? I don't even have another player currently, even on the bench, to put in there. So, feeling good about shortstop. Let's put Ramirez over at first base for right now. Canzone, I do not want him being a starter for us if we can help that. Salary arbitration, Emerson Hancock. Certainly going to bring him along. He was really good. We'll give him $1 million. Uceta. Absolutely offer him that. Snyder has been good in this series, was bad this year. I think I'm willing to take the chance on him being a rebound person for us. Ryan Bliss, certainly down to bring him back. Aiden Marlowe. Give him a little salary arbitration. Penn Murphy. Just didn't get to play last year, but it's been really good. He's our last guy. What does his arbitration number look like? $2 million. I think I'd be okay with him being a bullpen guy for us this year. And now with that, we have a little over $100 million to kind of try to figure things out. Let's look at free agency. Gunnar Henderson, Jose Ramirez, Ronald Acuna, and the NL MVP Riley Green are all available. Let's wow. Okay. So feel really good, obviously, about this pitching rotation. In a really good spot with that. Reliever is a major thing here, including a closer. And then outfielder, second base. Outfielder, second base. Kind of the bullpen is really what we're looking at. So we need to go there. I'm good with Cole Young being our guy there. We'll see what outfielders are available. I might kind of switch that up. And then we'll take a look at closing pitcher. And right now we'll do that. Like, I don't know, are you even really being fair to yourself if you don't go after some of these guys? Munoz has just been bad in the regular season the last 2 years. I just don't know. Like, what does this even look like? 3 years, $13 million a year. Okay. So let's replace him. Hoffman wants 1 year. Already had some regression, though. Josh Hader. Obrisky was just okay. Brustar Gratterall. Carlos Hernandez. Not been great in this series, but was really good this past year. Gratterall throws hard. Has been good. See potential. I think he's just going to be much cheaper. I think we could certainly do just fine kind of bringing him in. He's been good in this series. I think I'm okay with that. Let's see if we wanted to do second baseman. Ketel Marte would obviously be great, but he's getting a little bit older. Nolan Gorman. Not hitting it. Hits for a lot of power, but I think a lesser version of what you just had here with Brandon Lau. Wants a 2-year deal. I'm probably not going to really go after that. And then if we wanted to look at outfielders here, I mean, Riley Green in left field obviously would be great. Nolan Jones has been really good in this series. Play left field. He had a really nice year. Maybe Nolan. Nolan's got a really good arm. Obviously, I'd love for Ronald Acuna, but I don't think there's any chance we can pay the money on that. Kerry Carpenter wouldn't be bad, of course. But it's like, do you want to just go more budget? Like, is that what we need to do? Nolan Jones, $30 million over 2 years. I think I'd have some interest in that. And let's just take a look here at second base again. A guy like Brendan Rodgers. Decent enough defender. Been okay offensively. 21 home runs is nice. Marte, a 1-year, $20 million deal. He just had pretty massive regression despite being really good. Probably was a guy I should have boosted his stats back up, to be honest with you. Not hitting enough. Rosario mashes lefties. I think I kind of want to bring back Lau, though. I think this is a decent little starting point for us. We have $87 million to spend. I think getting things hopefully started with a closer, maybe bringing back Brandon Lau here on like a 1 for $16 million deal. Kind of hold that spot down for 1 more year until we can maybe bring Emerson up. Then I think 2 for $15 for a guy like Nolan Jones, I think is great. He had a really nice season. He's been rock solid here in this series. I think I'm okay with this. Let's lock in advance. We also got to make sure that we get our coach as well. So I did all that, and I tendered all the contracts we wanted to. Yeah, we're good. Jeremy Hefner. So we got all of our coaching staff filled out. Yep. All right. So Nolan Jones is at least certainly down. Let's do left-handed batter. And then, yeah, we'll do that. Offer Nolan 2 years at 16 per year. See if we can bring him on. Really all we can do right this very second. Okay. Pablo Lopez signs with the Mets. $33 million a year job. Okay. Gunnar Henderson goes back to Baltimore, 9 years, $329 million. Wow. Nolan Jones, contract decision. Coming on, so we got our new left fielder. Right now, that'll kind of put, like what I might do. O'Neal Cruz signs a nice deal there with the Diamondbacks, okay? So kind of what let's fast forward through this. Yep. So now kind of what I'm thinking is we can immediately put Nolan Jones, not at second base, but just kind of forget Ken Zone here for right now. Like I think I could now do, Harry Ford. He's probably a good enough hitter. I think I'd be okay with him kind of as a DH. Maybe he starts at catcher against lefties. That way Cal Raleigh, who had this great season, can be an everyday player, get 140-ish games out of him. Maybe Ford is just a bench guy. I have to see if there's maybe a real bat available. So Gratterall is at least interested. And Brandon Lau. Offer Bruce Starr. 7. Keep Brandon Lau in right there. Start looking at a couple of these pitchers. One for $7 million for a guy like Griffin Jack's probably be great coming out of that. Let's do. Obviously, we have no, Zeta, Spire, Hancock, Snyder, Troy Taylor will certainly be a player for us. We'll go ahead and move him back up to the MLB team. Colin Selby up to the MLB team. And Murphy up to the MLB team. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So really, you're already fine. I wouldn't mind having, an extra person or two, but we don't have to go crazy on this bullpen work. Because I'm expecting a better season out of Snyder. Hancock will be just fine there. Troy Taylor was really good for us this year. Penn Murphy, I think if we had to use him, he's proven to be pretty good. Spire, would expect some kind of bounce back from him as well. Useta, great. He's going to be a back-end guy for us. And Colin Selby in limited action has been really good at the major league level as well. So, yeah, let's try to bring Gratterall in. Hopefully we can make that work. He has been good in this series. Try to make a decision here on Brandon Lau. I do not want to give him 2 years at that price point. Then maybe we look at a guy like Griffin Jacks to kind of hold down the fort here. Help us out in that bullpen. Let's do that. Is there any thought process to maybe taking a bigger swing, rolling with a guy like Emerson? I don't think he's ready as a hitter. Ryan Bliss, probably do not want him to be an everyday starter for us. To be honest with you, decent fielder though. Where you're already kind of rolling with a Cole Young at shortstop. Um, Jones is a nice fit there. Do you feel good enough about these relievers? We had a more expensive bullpen last year, and that did not necessarily work out for us. Actually, yeah, let's roll with this. Come on, Brewstar. Yep. Got our new closer. For the first time, it would not be Andres Munoz for us this year. Nope, we're good on that. Ronald Acuna, a 9-year deal. And the Tigers have already been a thorn in our side, are even better now. They signed a 31-year-old phenom coming off of nearly a 30-30 season there. Royce Lewis, okay. Sounds a massive deal there for the Reds. They just win a World Series and get a really good player there, Kyle Bradish. I think we need to kind of make a decision here. I think we could bring back Lau. You already got Nolan Jones. Is there like a guy that we would really want to be like a DH for us? I mean, obviously Jordan would be great, right? Riley Green would be awesome. Obviously, I mean, just want to, MVP, but just don't think that's a realistic play there at all. Man, Red Sox, this is a bad year for them. Costas has had one monster year, has just been really solid otherwise. He's not really all that super expensive. I keep getting the wrong thing. Like, do we go a little bit cheaper off of Brandon Lau? And maybe go after a Brendan Rodgers that gives you okay defense, at least a good contact guy, but it's giving you essentially a zero, right? Not a zero offensively, but he's not a great offensive player. Does have a little bit of pop. Then you try to spend some money maybe on, another little step up. That. Let's offer Griffin Jacks a contract. Trying to decide what to do. I mean, there's nobody, right, at least rumor-wise, going after Brandon Lau, so we can just kind of keep stacking that motivation and maybe get him for a little bit cheaper. Because, like, when we look at this, second base is a weak spot. Feel pretty good about your outfield. Your DH is a little bit weak because I don't really know how good, Ford is going to be honest with you. I feel like this is okay. Attributes are in a solid spot for sure. I think Lau's too good to just let that walk away. Jesus Sanchez was like phenomenal this year, right? Yeah. Too good a defender to just be a DH type. Man, he crushes righties. Five wants a big deal. Okay. Would obviously love a Byron Buxton or Jake McCarthy. TJ Fradel. Because I'm also okay with Harry Ford just being a bench guy for us, a guy that can spot start in the outfield and, you know, at catcher is really nice. Even got like Suarez is really starting to fall down the list here just a little bit. Good power pop guy though for sure. Gorman is a big time power hitter. But the big strikeouts, low averages. Oh, Wade is really hitting this series. He's kind of a weird guy because he's great against lefties as left-handed hitters. A really good batter in general, though. Or do you just go after Brandon Lau? Bring him back at second base. Gives you Ryan Bliss back to the bench. Just roll with Harry Ford. Just give him a chance. All for Brandon Lau contract. Let's see. We offered him and Griffin Jacks. Let's see what we got here. Griffin Jacks joins. So you got another really good player there for the bullpen. Brandon Lau should be coming back here. And does. Nice little one-year deal. Bring him back, and now you kind of feel like the team is in a really good spot here again. So let's go ahead and put Brandon Lau there, of course. So this would be Ramirez back at first, Lau at second, Raleigh there, Cole Young, Mayo at third. Bar and Nolan can now swap. Be putting a lot of pressure on Harry Ford to be a DH kind of spot starter for us for sure. I think that's the way to go though. I think that saving this money. Love you, Winker. Good on it though. Ramirez just wants a one-year deal. It's a really expensive 1 year. Only got $34 million to spend. I think we should probably call it here. Obviously, there's some guys I would still like to go get, but bucks in a 1 year, they're just too expensive. They were going to roll with Ford. See if he hits. I think that's the play. You got a guy like Eugenio who can play a little decent third base, still got a decent bat. We'll see what interest he's got. But I think that's pretty much it. And we've got our bullpen pretty well situated as to what we want. Back into this bullpen, that trio there should be much better. think this is kind of the play, to be honest with you. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're in a good spot. Because we only have $34 million. We'll see what Suarez maybe wants to do. So I really would feel, I think, a little bit better if we had Harry Ford as more of a bench guy for us. Suarez is a little bit better at the plate, but he's 37. You know, how quickly is it going to be a situation where Ford is just better than him in general, even then? You try to bring back Rayleigh on a one-year deal as your DH? Berger, just to have. So he had a really good 27 season. Wow. Let's just save the money. I think we're done. I think we're good to go here. And now, if we just take a look at the team, pretty well filled out all across. Need to add just some. I guess if we need to, we can really add on some of the. All these guys. Need to add on just a couple of lower end guys at the AAA level. All right, let's do it, I guess, like this. So AAA, plenty of pitchers there, okay. It's always the part that really starts to slow everything down as I try to look through. Probably could use, just some more AAA reliever types. Oh, come on. All right. Let's let things play out, and we'll just kind of look over the big signings and everything. But I think we're just going to kind of roll with what we got. Ooh, we actually get a chance here to see where we're going to be drafted. So we're going to be Probably picking somewhere around 18th, but you could shoot all the way up to number 1, which would be great. I don't really know how much further into this series we're going to go beyond year 5. I'm kind of tentatively planning for year 6. Kind of just depends on how fast we go. End up picking at 18th. The Rockies do move up. The Rays move up big. Yeah, nice for them. I'm good. We're not going to select anybody there. Riley Green has an 8-year deal with the Orioles. Thomas Cannon gets traded. Yeah, nice little prospect deal for both sides here. Okay, nice. I need to take a look because, I mean, are we better than the Orioles? Golly. I mean, they're just spending money. You know, this could be the last year of the series. Do we want to just be fun with this? Let's say we went after Duran. I would move probably Jones to our DH. Got a great arm, but otherwise it's not really a great defender. Do we go all in for one last, just in case this is the last year? Down to 8th overall as a team, too. So, do we take a big swing? Duran is a 91 overall. Been really good in this series. Good defender. Really good speed. Jose Ramirez signs a 2-year deal for $34 million for the Tigers. That's the thing that's kind of giving me pause when it comes to a guy like Duran. Nope, not interested. Oh, my Lord, he has no real wants to come here. Okay. Is there a reason? No, okay. Go for a big swing like a Byron Buxton. More of a 1-year deal. Had a 40-bomb season. Starting to regress. Now I'm kind of all in on going after one last big swing here. Beanie, I just don't think it's quite good enough. See just at Byron what interest he may have. Because as these other teams are starting to make a lot of big plays and stuff here, it's like you kind of want to make a move. I'm good. Thank you, though. Guess that's true for Buxton. And we're going to keep trying to plug along here for Duran. That's what we're going to do. Jordan signed a massive deal there for the Padres. Christopher Sanchez goes to the Giants. Cole Reagan signs a long-term deal there with the Phillies. Tyler Glass now, okay. Goes to the Yankees. Good, thank you. 3 years for Duran. Let's take a big swing. Big time. I don't think he's going to sign with us, but no way. All right, we take our big swing. Jarren Duran is coming in. Got a notification. Actually, got a sign a top 10 free agent from your needs. Okay, nice. So a 3-year, $27.8 million a year deal here for Jarren Duran. Really good bat. Gives us our big swing. Obviously, potentially heading into this potentially the last year here. Just as I'm watching, the Orioles bring back Henderson and give Riley Green this massive contract, kind of felt like we had to take a plunge here for this. Duran's the guy that can hit right at the very top of our lineup. Really give us a nice spot there for that. Match that with a starting rotation that now has a Cy Young winner coming back. Should be really, really solid all across there. I think the bullpen kind of moving away from some guys that maybe were not great. I think it was going to be massive for us. Now the big thing is, do you end up not being able to like, am I going to be paying a lot more in arbitration, I guess, than what I'm kind of expecting to right now is the thing that kind of scares me here. Penn Murphy, okay. 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 All right, let's get it. Spring training. What does my money look like? Okay, so we have $9 million left in our budget, and we signed a massive player here in Duran. I mean, he's a top 4 player, top 3 player for us. It's been really good for Boston over the course of this series. Good power, speed. Is another 2020, kind of potential player. Maybe 30-30 on a high-end year if he really gets off to a big start with the power. This could be the last year, of this series, and did not want to just overly take that for granted. I want us making a run here at the playoffs. We're third again in our total team ranks. And I really think let's kind of get some stuff situated here. And then obviously this is far from being like a final way we're setting the lineup, but just kind of taking a little sneak peek here. Yeah, I mean, feel really good about this team, as we should. We spent a lot of money again. Shortstop is kind of what is staring you in the face right now, but got 2 really good catchers. I think Ramirez is going to bounce back at first base. I think Brandon Lau, bringing him back on a 1-year deal is really nice. Cole Young, we'll see how he does at shortstop. I think he'll be playable. Kobe Mayo was big for us last year. Then you get Duran, really good defender, really good speed out in left field. Obviously, you have Julio still at center. Lars Nootbaar was great for us last year over in right. Brought in Nolan Jones to be our DH is now kind of the way things have worked out. We took a big boost to our speed. Pitching is still in a good spot. Obviously, getting a guy like Bryce Miller back will really, really help this, right? And then I think the bullpen is in a largely good spot too. May have to make some tough calls here and there, when it comes to that bullpen. But I like where we're at right now. I really do. I think if this ends up being the final year, I think it's going to be a fun final year. And if it's not, then we're in a good spot because even looking at 2030, a lot of these guys are still here, right? Nolan Jones will still be here, Duran, Julio, Lars, Ramirez. Maybe you're looking at a Michael Arroyo or Colt Emerson there at second base. Your starting rotation is all the same. Cole Young with another year of development, Kobe Mayo at third. They're still players, but I think we're in a really fun spot here for for the course of the rest of this series, however long that is going to be. We're spending money, trying to make it back to the postseason this year. So hopefully we can get that done. If you enjoy the content, like and subscribe. Check out my Purdue Boilermakers Dynasty on the channel there on College Football 26 on the channel as well. And leave me feedback down below. Trying to provide a little excitement. Kind of went with a late push there to bring in Duran, but that's exactly what we've done. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, peace.